Welcome, friends, to another episode of Limitless You at the log rate of Unlock Within, where we'll dive deep into some of the most pressing issues of our time. Today, we are discussing something that it isn't talked about as nearly enough, but affects millions of young people across the globe. I'm talking about mental health. Yes, the hidden crisis among our youth. The numbers are alarming, the stories are heartbreaking, and it's time we address the elephant in the room. Stick around because what you will hear about may change how you see the world around you. So, um, did you know that nearly 20% of young people are struggling with mental health? But here's the kicker: 80% of them never ask for help. Think about that for a second. 80%. That means most of them are fighting the battles alone in silence. That's like trying to swim against a tidal wave all by yourself. Crazy, right? But why? What's really going on there? Now, let's talk about the pressure cooker that young people are living in today. It's a wild picture. And look at this. You are constantly scrolling through social media, bombarded with perfect lives, perfect bodies, and exotic vacations. Who doesn't like that? It feels like everyone's living their best life except you. That constant comparison, it's exhausting. And for a lot of people, it's doing more harm than good. Now, instead of comparison and connection, this comparison actually, the social media often leaves them feeling isolated and not having enough for everything. So the worst part is that it doesn't stop there. Think about the academic pressures, the need to have perfect grades, get into the right colleges, secure the dream job, all while navigating a world that's economically shaky at best. And with a looming recession, who knows what's going on? And add to that the uncertainty of the future as well. We don't know what's going to happen next day, tomorrow, day after, tomorrow, uh, 5 months from now, 1 year from now. So everyone is worried. It's not. It's no surprise that mental health is at an all-time low, and anxiety and depression and even suicide rates are climbing among young people. And we can't pretend it's not happening. By just following an ostrich policy where we tuck our heads inside and think that the problem will go away, it won't. But what's really fueling this mental health crisis? It's just not the pressures we see on the surface. There are deeper issues at work, like isolation, which is the biggest one. Despite being more connected than ever through our devices, of course, many young people lack genuine supportive relationships. Now it's like they have hundreds of followers among their as friends, but they don't. You cannot count them as friends. They are no real friends. And let's not forget about the stigma. Uh, the stigma. Yes, I'm talking about the stigma as well. Why is this mental health still treated like a dirty little secret? Why are young people still scared to say, "Hey, I'm not okay. I need help"? The fear of being judged, the fear of being labeled weak. It's all contributing to this cycle of silence. And that silence is dangerous, my friends. Without support, without intervention, things can spiral fast. Now, you see, the problem is mental health challenges are often brushed off. It's just a phase, they say. They will grow out of it, they say. But we all know that untreated mental health issues don't just disappear. They grow and they fester. And before you know, what could have been addressed early on becomes a much bigger, scarier problem. So, what's the solution? How do we turn the tide? First, think about it this way. We need to recognize that this isn't just a personal battle for the young people struggling, or for that matter, even adults for that matter. It's a societal issue. We need to break the stigma surrounding mental health. We need to talk about it openly, honestly, and without judgment. And most importantly, we need to listen. Listen to what our young people are telling us, or sometimes what they are not telling us anyway, or they are not saying anything at all. I know it's tough, but there's hope. By coming together, by supporting each other, by showing our young people that it's okay not to be okay, we can create a real challenge. Change. Because here's the truth: young people's mental health is more important than the grades, more important than anyone's expectations. Your mental health, yes, you you're listening right, is our top priority. Your happiness matters, and self care should be the most important thing for you. It's not a luxury. It's a necessity in today's life. Now, before we wrap up, let me leave you with this thought. Mental health isn't a destination, it's a process. It's about how you drive, not where you're going. Too many young people are suffering in silence, and we owe it to them to do better. So, what can we do today? Start by checking on someone, a friend, a sibling, even yourself. You are the most neglected person sometimes. So have the conversation that matters. And if you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, don't be afraid to reach out. Let's make this conversation louder, stronger, and more compassionate. So, at the end, let's have this as a movement, but and don't be alone. We are all in this together. So, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Limitless You at the rate of Unlock Within. If this resonated with you, if you found this useful, valuable, useful, share it with a friend. You never know whose life you might touch. And don't forget to check out our next episode where we'll talk about all these issues and bring these important issues in front of everyone. So together we can make a difference. Until next time, take care, be kind to yourself, and remember, you're not alone in this journey.